Hey folks, Matt Hearn here, and this is Method to My Money, where we talk about money, madness, and the pursuit of lasting wealth. I recently asked ChatGPT a question that, honestly, I thought just might stump it. My logic was, if most of the people I know, including myself, struggle with the answer to this question, I doubt ChatGPT will have an answer either. What was my question? Literally just 4 words. What makes humans happy? It thought for a total of 6 seconds and then amazingly gave me 6 key contributors to human happiness. Wow, this is it. I knew this AI thing was going to be amazing, but I didn't know it was going to give me the answer to the oldest and most profound question out there. How can we be truly happy? Okay, so before I share with you what the 6 ChatGPT key contributors to human happiness are, spoiler alert, you've probably heard these before. They're commonly cited by psychologists and motivational speakers. After all, ChatGPT was programmed by humans, so it didn't just come up with this on its own, right? I don't think it did. But even though they are familiar, reminding ourselves that these 6 often elusive human happiness boosters, I call them, is well worth our time. Let's dive in. First, ChatGPT said we need a social connection, a strong social connection. In Kakiopo and Patrick's book, Loneliness, Human Nature, and the Need for Social Connection, we read the need to belong is a fundamental human motivation. Their work on loneliness explains that when the basic human drive for connection is unmet, negative emotional and even physical outcomes can follow, highlighting the essential role of relationships in human happiness. I thought that was profound. So, strong human or social connection is one. The second, a sense of purpose and meaning was cited as leading to a more fulfilling and contented life. In Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, he says, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." Third, autonomy or self-control. In other words, having a sense of independence. This can also lead us to happiness. Ryan and Desi's article, Facilitating Optimal Motivation and Psychological Well-Being, the Central Role of Autonomy, states, autonomy, competence, and relatedness are essential nutrients for psychological growth. Fourth, we need engagement and flow to be happy. According to Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, in his book Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Experience, being in a state of flow where one is fully absorbed in an activity can lead to intense feelings of satisfaction and joy. He said, and I quote, "The best moments in our lives are not the passive, receptive, relaxing times, but those when we are fully engaged." And then fifth, to be happy, well, it's important that we have our physical and mental health. In Dunn, Trivedi, and O'Neill's 2001 article published in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise, they write, and quote, "There is a dose-response effect between exercise and improved mood, supporting its role in managing depression." And sixth and finally, to be happy, humans need to have gratitude and positive thinking. In Seligman's book, Authentic Happiness, Using the New Positive Psychology to Realize Your Potential for Lasting Fulfillment, he claims authentic happiness is achieved by cultivating engagement, meaning, and positive emotion. So there you have it, 6 ChatGPT key contributors to human happiness. I expect all of us to be very happy from now on. Have a happy day. Thanks, ChatGPT. But wait, let's be honest, it's really not that easy, is it? Let's take these one by one. Strong social connections. I've been extremely blessed to enjoy a loving relationship with my wife and my kids, and I have many friends that I could call today and talk to, and they would take the time to listen to me. But I fear I'm the exception. It's just not that way for so many. How do we maintain strong social connections when people we thought were our friends misunderstand our motives, or lie about us, or turn on us when a better opportunity arises? Over half of marriages end in divorce, and of those that don't, many admit they aren't happy in their marriages. Parents often don't have good relationships with their kids. Companies and churches constantly split up over unresolved conflict. Maintaining strong social connections can be really difficult. And truly, the failure of relationships that we thought were going to make us happy can be devastating. So what about number 2, a sense of purpose and meaning? Sure, this can bring us happiness, right? We've all found a sense of happiness when we felt purposeful, but let's be honest, sometimes our work just isn't all that meaningful, right? Who are we working for? Ourselves? A boss that we don't really like all that much? A client who doesn't seem to be very happy, regardless of how much you help them? Is the meaning and purpose we found really all that meaningful and purposeful? Third, autonomy or independence. Certainly a sense of independence leads to happiness compared to those who are enslaved or incarcerated or confined to a hospital bed, etc. And those who have means are even more autonomous than those who don't. Money can provide us the freedom to travel and enjoy new experiences, for example. But think about it. Are we really happy with our freedom? Or do we just get a taste of it and want more? How many times have I gone on a vacation and said to myself, next time I come down here, I'm going to do things differently? Or I wish I had more days to be here. We scheduled this vacation too long. I want to go home. It's never quite right, is it? We have everything we need and most of what we want, and yet we're still frustrated. Fourth, engagement and flow. Sure, we can all find a spark of happiness in the next thrill, the next adrenaline rush. We can get behind the wheel of a fast convertible and feel the wind in our hair. We can rock out to our favorite band. We can pour ourselves into our work, find that we're good at something, and know that we're doing it well. That provides us a sense of accomplishment and flow. But does it last? What happens when the car stops? What happens when the music fades? When we're interrupted at work? How did we respond to being stuck in our houses during COVID-19? What about when we're not engaged in something we love, when we're unable to be? What about the restless nights, just trying to find enough peace of mind to fall asleep? Fifth, physical and mental health. These things bring us happiness, right? I'm not so sure. I can only speak for myself, but I've been pretty healthy for the vast majority of my life. But still, there have been plenty of times when I've not been truly happy. No doubt, without your health, it's hard to feel good, which can make us unhappy. Mental and physical health are very important to helping us avoid the feelings of pain or depression. Does being healthy lead to happiness in and of itself? Or does it simply remove an obstacle to happiness? Ask any trauma nurse. How many times have you met people who were terribly sick, even dying, and yet they were filled with a sustaining peace and joy that couldn't be explained? Sixth and finally, gratitude and positive thinking. We've all heard it before. Just be thankful and think positive thoughts and you'll be happy. My friends, let's be real for a minute. Life is hard. We're born, we feel pain, we're hungry, we work, we get sick, we struggle to survive. We watch those around us pass away, and then ultimately we die. We spend much of our lives disconnected emotionally from those around us without any deep meaning or purpose. We have momentary tastes of happiness, but it doesn't really last. And it always leaves us wanting more. Just looking around at our circumstances, it's hard to be truly grateful. They say ignorance is bliss, right? And I think that's true. I've met people who don't know anything about anything, and they do seem to be happier than I am sometimes. Maybe that's my problem. I know too much about what's going on in this world and about what's going to happen if human history continues as it has. Carpe diem, eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. Isn't that the way of truth? Get as much as you can while you can, because you ain't going to be here much longer. Method to My Money was founded on the idea that there is a way for us humans to find true and lasting happiness, true and lasting wealth of soul. The kind that won't leave you regardless of whether you're rich, or as we say in the South, so poor you ain't got a pot to pee in, let alone a window to throw it out of. I think ChatGPT is correct. All 6 of the key contributors it gave us do bring us a measure of happiness, just not lasting happiness. This brings us to some really good news. Thousands of years ago, the prophet Isaiah said, "Come, all you who are thirsty, come to the waters, and you without money, come, buy and eat. Come buy wine and milk without money and without cost. Why spend money on that which is not bread, your labor on that which does not satisfy? Listen carefully to me and eat what is good, and your soul will delight in the richest of foods." Jesus Christ, a man who was of no earthly means, preached a similar message when he spoke of a kingdom that was worth leaving everything behind to obtain. In Matthew chapter 13, he said, "The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in a field, which a man found and covered up. Then in his joy, he went and sold all that he had to buy that field." Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant who, in search of fine pearls, who on finding one pearl of great value, went and sold all he had and bought it. I believe there's a source of happiness that cannot be found apart from the one who is the beginning and the end of all good things. He is the one who knows us better than we know ourselves. And he says to us, "Come, I know you're thirsty. I know you haven't found what you're looking for. I am that answer you're looking for. I will satisfy your soul. I will make you eternally wealthy, rich in ways that have nothing to do with what you own." Friends, Method to My Money was created as a reminder of what true wealth is all about. And that while yes, it is important that we're careful and thoughtful about how we invest our resources, how we save, how we give, how we spend our God-given financial means, it's even more important, though, that we prioritize wealth of soul, that we're pursuing wealth that is true and that lasts eternally. I'll leave you with one final question from our Lord. Of what profit is it if we gain the whole world and lose our soul? That's all for today, folks. If you like what you've heard, please let us know. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and most importantly, share this with a friend. I'm Matt Hearn, and you're watching Method to My Money.